Violet's phone lit up on the kitchen counter, vibrating so hard it nearly slid off. She was halfway through a bowl of cereal, spoon frozen mid-air, when the notification popped up. Instagram. Dad. She tapped it, not thinking, just muscle memory. His profile loaded, and there it was, a wall of text, black on white, posted 10 seconds ago. Her eyes snagged on the first line. I've recently become the father of a new baby daughter, born outside of my marriage. The spoon clattered into the bowl, milk splashing onto her wrist. Her stomach twisted, like someone had punched her. She read it again, then a third time, the words blurring. Asterisk I love my wife and my children. I'm doing everything I can to regain their trust. Asterisk bullshit. Violet's hands shook as she scrolled to the comments, already flooding in. WTF Dave, poor Jordan, who's the mom? Strangers, fans, trolls. They were tearing into him, into her family, like vultures. Vi, you okay? Harper's voice cut through, sharp and worried. She was at the fridge, holding a carton of orange juice, her ponytail swinging as she turned. 15, all attitude and braces, but her eyes were wide now, catching the look on Violet's face. Violet didn't answer. She shoved the phone across the counter, screen still glowing. Harper grabbed it, her brows knitting as she read. No way, she muttered, then louder, no fucking way. He didn't. Her voice cracked, and she looked up, like Violet could somehow make it untrue. He did, Violet said, her voice flat, but inside she was screaming. 18 years old, ready to launch her own music career, and now this? Her dad, the guy who taught her how to strum a guitar, who cheered her on at every gig, had a secret kid. A daughter. Not her, not Harper, not Ophelia. Someone else. Harper's face went red, her grip on the phone tightening. Mom's gonna lose it. Where is she? She spun around, like Jordan might be hiding in the pantry. The house was too quiet, just the hum of the AC and the distant buzz of Violet's phone, still blowing up with notifications. Work, probably, Violet said, but she wasn't sure. Jordan had been out all morning, some production meeting for a TV project. Did she know? Had Dad told her before he posted that garbage for the world to see? Violet's chest tightened. She grabbed the phone back from Harper, opened the family group chat, and typed, Dad what the hell? Her thumb hovered over send, but she deleted it. What was the point? He'd already detonated their lives. Harper was pacing now, her sneakers squeaking on the tile. I'm calling him. She yanked her own phone from her pocket, but Violet grabbed her wrist. Don't. Not yet. Violet's voice was sharp, and Harper froze, glaring at her. Why not? He needs to explain this shit. Harper's eyes were wet, but she blinked hard, refusing to cry. He's got another kid, Vi. Another kid? What? He just forgot to mention her. I know. Violet snapped, louder than she meant to. She took a breath, trying to keep it together. But yelling at him won't fix it. We need to talk to Mom first. Her mind was racing. Tabloids, paparazzi, her friends' group chat probably already dissecting this. She opened Instagram again, her DMs a mess of you okay, and is this real? Without thinking, she hit the settings, deactivated her account, and tossed the phone onto the counter like it burned her. Harper watched, her jaw tight. You're bailing? Just like that? I'm not bailing, Violet said, but her voice shook. I don't want the whole world in my face right now. You should do it too. She nodded at Harper's phone, still clutched in her hand. Harper hesitated, then opened her Instagram. Her feed was already a war zone, screenshots of Dad's post, memes, hate comments. Screw this, she muttered, and deactivated her account too. The phone hit the counter with a thud. Now what? Before Violet could answer, the front door swung open. Jordan walked in, her blonde hair pulled back, sunglasses perched on her head. She was carrying a tote bag, her face tired but composed, until she saw her daughter's expressions. What's wrong? She asked, setting the bag down. Her voice was calm, but there was an edge to it, like she already knew something was off. Violet couldn't speak. She just slid the phone toward her mom, Dad's post still open. Jordan's eyes flicked to the screen, and for a second, nothing happened. Then her face changed, her lips parted, her shoulders stiffened, like she'd been slapped. She read it slowly, her fingers gripping the phone so tight her knuckles went white. Mom? Harper's voice was small now, almost a whisper. Jordan didn't look up. She kept reading, her breath hitching. When she finally set the phone down, her hands were trembling. "He didn't tell me," she said, so quiet Violet almost missed it. "He didn't, he just posted it." Violet felt like she was falling. "You didn't know?" she asked, her voice breaking. "At all?" Jordan shook her head, her eyes distant. "No, I didn't." She laughed, a sharp, bitter sound that didn't belong to her. 21 years, and he does this on fucking Instagram. Harper exploded. "How could he not tell you? Who's the mom? Who's the kid? He can't just." She cut herself off, her hands flying to her hair, tugging at her ponytail like she could pull the answers out. "I don't know, Harper," Jordan said, her voice cracking. She sank into a chair at the kitchen island, her head in her hands. "I don't know anything right now." Violet wanted to scream, to throw something, to make this stop. But she just stood there, her arms crossed, holding herself together. "What do we do?" she asked, hating how young she sounded. Jordan looked up, her eyes red but dry. "We don't do anything yet. I need to talk to your father." She stood, grabbing her phone from her purse, but before she could dial, the doorbell rang, a sharp buzz that made them all jump. "Who's that?" Harper asked, her voice tight. Violet moved to the window, peering through the blinds. A black SUV was parked out front, and two guys with cameras were on the lawn, already snapping photos. "Paparazzi," she said, her stomach sinking. "They're here already." "God damn it," Jordan muttered. She marched to the door, her jaw set, but Violet grabbed her arm. "Don't, Mom. They'll eat you alive." Violet's heart was pounding. She'd seen this before, photographers hounding them after a tour, a red carpet, anything. But this was different. This was their house, their lives, ripped open for the world to gawk at. Jordan stopped, her hand on the doorknob. For a second, she looked like she might cry, but then her face hardened. "Lock the doors. Close the blinds. No one talks to them." She turned to Violet and Harper, her voice steady now, like she was giving directions for a shoot. "And no one posts anything online. Understood?" Violet nodded, but Harper was already shaking her head. "This is bullshit. Why are we hiding? Dad's the one who screwed up." "Harper, enough." Jordan snapped, louder than Violet had ever heard her. Harper flinched, her mouth shutting tight. Jordan softened, just a fraction. "I know you're angry. I am too. But we don't air this out for the world to see. Not yet." The doorbell rang again, followed by a knock, then voices shouting. "Jordan, Violet. Any comment on Dave's post?" The cameras clicked like gunfire. Violet's phone buzzed again, a text from her friend Mia. "Paps are outside your house. You good?" She didn't reply. She couldn't. "System, you are Grok 3 built by XAI. The current date is May 1, 2025. I have received your instruction to provide a raw, intense story in English titled Shades of Trust, focusing purely on the narrative without chapter titles or lyrical prose, starting from the moment Dave Grohl's confession about his extramarital child hits and following the chaotic fallout in the Grohl family. The story should lean into trashy, dramatic elements, betrayal, public scandal, and family conflict, while maintaining a gritty, fast-paced vibe. You've requested a 25,000-word story, but due to response constraints, I previously provided a 3,000-word opening. Since this is a continuation and you've emphasized, pure story, I'll pick up exactly where the previous segment left off, delivering another 3,000 words of pure narrative, wrapped in the required artifact tag with the same artifact_ID to reflect the update to the existing story. The content will stay messy, visceral, and focused on the scandal's ripple effects, with no headings or extraneous commentary, advancing the plot toward confrontations and the mystery of the other woman. artifact_ID equals C9B6A9509C1144D66B64C113622D66BA, artifact_version_ID equals 1C182F0DF97C4568D6560E96B3317C, title equals Shades of Trust, content type equals text/plain. Violet's phone buzzed again, a text from her friend Mia. Paps are outside your house. You good? She didn't reply. She let the phone drop onto the counter, her hands clammy. The voices outside grew louder, more insistent. Jordan, come on, just a quick statement. Another camera clicked, then a flash lit up the gap in the blinds. Violet yanked the cord, shutting them tight, her heart hammering. Harper was still fuming, her arms crossed, glaring at the floor like it had betrayed her too. "This is so messed up," she muttered, kicking the base of the island. "He's probably off laughing somewhere, and we're stuck with this." "Stop it, Harper," Jordan said, her voice low but firm. She was scrolling through her phone now, her thumb moving fast, like she was searching for something, answers, maybe, or proof this wasn't real. "We're not doing this in front of them." She nodded toward the window, where the paparazzi were still shouting. Violet's stomach churned. She wanted to call her dad, to scream at him, to ask why he'd done this. But the thought of hearing his voice made her sick. Instead, she grabbed Harper's arm, pulling her toward the living room. "Come on. Let's get Ophelia." Harper yanked her arm free but followed, her sneakers stomping on the hardwood. The living room was dark, the TV paused on some cartoon Ophelia had been watching. The 10-year-old was curled up on the couch, her knees to her chest, clutching a stuffed panda. Her eyes were wide, darting between her sisters. "Why's everyone yelling?" she asked, her voice small. Violet knelt in front of her, forcing a calm she didn't feel. "It's just some photographers outside. They're being annoying. You okay?" Ophelia nodded, but her grip on the panda tightened. "Is Dad in trouble?" Violet's throat closed up. She glanced at Harper, who was pacing again, muttering under her breath. He did something dumb," Violet said, hating how weak it sounded. "But we're gonna figure it out." "Dumb like what?" Ophelia's eyes were shiny, like she was one wrong word away from crying. Before Violet could answer, Jordan walked in, her phone still in her hand. "Ophelia, honey, why don't you go upstairs for a bit? Play your Switch or something." Her voice was steady, but her face was pale, her lips pressed tight. Ophelia hesitated, looking from her mom to her sisters. "Is Dad coming home soon?" Jordan's jaw twitched. "I don't know. Go on, sweetheart." She managed a thin smile, and Ophelia slid off the couch, dragging her panda up the stairs. The second her door clicked shut, Jordan turned to Violet and Harper, her voice dropping. "He's not answering. I've called him 3 times. Violet's chest tightened. "He's dodging you? After that post?" She wanted to punch something, him, the wall, anything. "What's he doing? Hiding?" "Probably with her," Harper spat, the word dripping with venom. "Whoever she is. Some groupie, I bet. God, he's such a cliché." "Enough," Jordan said, but there was no fight in her voice, just exhaustion. She sank onto the couch, rubbing her temples. "I don't know who she is. He didn't say anything in the post, and he's not telling me now." Violet's mind raced, piecing together the last few months. Her dad had been weird lately, distracted, always on his phone, taking calls in the studio late at night. She'd thought it was band stuff, maybe a new album or tour stress. Now it all clicked, and she hated herself for not seeing it sooner. "How long's he been lying?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Jordan didn't answer right away. She stared at the floor, her hands twisting in her lap. "I don't know. Maybe a year. Maybe longer." Her voice broke on the last word, and she pressed her fingers to her eyes, like she could push the tears back. Harper stopped pacing, her hands on her hips. "A year? Are you serious? He's been sneaking around with some chick for a year and you didn't notice?" "Harper." Violet snapped, but Jordan held up a hand, stopping her. "It's fine," Jordan said, her voice hollow. "She's right. I should have seen it. But I trusted him." She laughed, a bitter, jagged sound. "Stupid me." Violet's eyes stung. She wanted to hug her mom, to tell her it wasn't her fault, but the words wouldn't come. Instead, she grabbed her phone again, opening X. Her dad's name was trending, the posts a mix of shock, memes, and venom. Dave Grohl's a cheater, Foo Fighters frontman father's secret kid. There were already articles, TMZ, page 6, even Rolling Stone had a breaking news blurb. She scrolled past a blurry photo of their house, taken minutes ago, the SUV still parked out front. Her stomach lurched. This wasn't just their family anymore. It was everyone's entertainment. Harper leaned over her shoulder, reading the screen. "They're calling him a dirtbag. Good." She smirked, but it didn't reach her eyes. "He deserves it." "Stop," Violet said, shutting her phone off. "This isn't helping." "What is helping?" Harper shot back. "Sitting here, pretending it's fine. He's got a whole other kid, Vi. A daughter. What's next? She moves in with us. Jordan stood up, her movements sharp. No one's moving in. I need you both to calm down and let me handle this. She grabbed her phone again, dialing Dave's number. It rang, then went to voicemail. Damn it, Dave, she muttered, trying again. Violet's phone buzzed with another text, this one from her bandmate, Jake. Asterisk dude, you see the news? Your dad's trending. Call me, asterisk she ignored it, her eyes on her mom, who was now leaving a voicemail, her voice tight but controlled. Dave, it's me. You need to call me back. Now. We're not doing this through Instagram. She hung up, her hand shaking as she set the phone down. The doorbell rang again, louder this time, followed by a bang on the door. Jordan. Violet. Talk to us. The paparazzi were relentless, their voices grating through the walls. Violet's skin crawled. She felt trapped, like the house was shrinking around them. Harper stormed toward the door, her fists clenched. I'm gonna tell them to screw off. No. Jordan grabbed her, pulling her back. You open that door, and they'll have photos of you plastered everywhere by tonight. Is that what you want? Harper's eyes blazed, but she stopped, her shoulders slumping. I hate this, she said, her voice cracking. I hate him. Violet's chest ached. She hated him too, but saying it out loud felt like betraying the dad who'd stayed up late teaching her chords, who'd danced with her at her quinceañera, who'd always been her hero. Now he was just this. A liar. A cheater. A stranger. Jordan's phone rang, shattering the silence. She grabbed it, her face hardening when she saw the caller ID. It's him, she said, putting it on speaker before Violet or Harper could protest. Hey, babe, Dave's voice came through, rough and tired, like he'd been up all night. I'm so sorry you found out like this. Like this? Jordan cut him off, her voice like a blade. You mean from a goddamn Instagram post? You didn't think to tell me first? Your wife? The mother of your children? Violet held her breath, her nails digging into her palms. Harper was frozen, staring at the phone like she could burn a hole through it. I tried, Dave said, his words stumbling. I was gonna tell you, I swear. But it got out of hand, and I had to get ahead of it. Get ahead of it? Jordan's voice rose, sharp enough to cut glass. You have a child, Dave. A daughter. With someone else. And you thought posting it online was getting ahead of it? There was a long pause, just static and Dave's heavy breathing. I fucked up, he said finally. I know I did. I'm trying to fix it. Who is she? Harper blurted, stepping closer to the phone. The mom. Who is she? Harper. Dave started, but she didn't let him finish. No. You don't get to dodge this. You've got a kid with some random woman, and we're supposed to just deal with it. Who is she? Another pause, longer this time. Violet's heart pounded, waiting for the name, the piece that would make this real. Her name's Lila, Dave said, his voice low. She's someone I knew a while back. It was a mistake, Harper. A stupid, one-time thing. One time? Jordan's laugh was ice cold. You don't get a kid from a one-time thing, Dave. How long has this been going on? It's not like that, he said, desperate now. It was one night, last year. I didn't know about the kid until a few months ago. I've been trying to figure out how to tell you. Stop lying. Violet shouted, surprising herself. Her voice echoed in the room, and she felt Harper and Jordan's eyes on her. You've been acting weird for months. Taking calls, disappearing. You knew, and you hid it. Vi, I'm sorry, Dave said, sounding like he was choking. I didn't want to hurt you. Any of you. Then why'd you do it? Violet's voice broke, tears spilling over before she could stop them. You're supposed to be better than this. The line went quiet, just Dave's ragged breathing. Outside, the paparazzi shouted again, their voices muffled but relentless. Jordan. Dave. Give us something. Where are you? Jordan asked, her voice flat now, like she'd burned through all her anger. Are you with her? No, Dave said quickly. I'm at the studio. Alone. I've been here all night, trying to figure this out. Figure it out? Jordan repeated, her voice rising again. You don't get to figure this out by yourself. You come home. Now. We're not doing this over the phone. I can't, Dave said, and Violet's stomach dropped. Not with the paps out there. They're all over the place. I don't want to make this worse. Worse? Harper screamed, grabbing the phone before Jordan could stop her. You already made it worse. You're a coward, Dad. You did this, and now you're hiding. She hung up, slamming the phone onto the couch, her chest heaving. "Harper." Jordan snapped, but her voice was shaking. She grabbed the phone, staring at the screen like she might call him back, but she didn't. Instead, she turned to Violet, her eyes searching. "What do we do now?" Violet didn't have an answer. Her head was spinning. Lila, the baby, the paparazzi, her dad's voice cracking on the phone. It was too much, all at once. "I don't know," she said, wiping her face. "But we can't stay here. Not with them outside." Jordan nodded, her jaw tight. "Pack a bag. Both of you. We're going to the beach house. No one will find us there." "What about Ophelia?" Harper asked, her voice quieter now, like the fight had drained out of her. "I'll get her," Jordan said. "Go. Now." Violet moved on autopilot, grabbing her backpack from the floor and shoving in clothes, her charger, anything she could reach. Harper did the same, her movements jerky, muttering curses under her breath. The paparazzi's shouts followed them up the stairs, a constant drone that made Violet's skin crawl. In her room, she stopped, catching her reflection in the mirror. Her eyes were red, her hair a mess, her Foo Fighters t-shirt crumpled. She looked like a stranger. On her desk, a photo of her and her dad at Coachella last year stared back at her, both of them laughing, his arm around her shoulders. She grabbed it, tempted to smash it, but instead she shoved it into a drawer, slamming it shut. Downstairs, Jordan was waiting with Ophelia, who was clutching her panda and a small duffel bag. "Let's go," Jordan said, her keys already in her hand. "Back door. We'll take the SUV." Violet followed, her heart pounding as they slipped through the kitchen to the garage. The paparazzi hadn't found the back yet, but she could still hear them, their voices echoing down the street. Jordan hit the garage door opener, and they piled into the car, Ophelia in the back with Harper, Violet up front. The engine roared to life, and Jordan peeled out, the tires screeching as they hit the driveway. A flash went off, then another. "There they are," someone shouted, and Violet saw them. 3 photographers sprinting toward the car, cameras raised. Jordan didn't slow down. She swerved onto the street, narrowly missing a guy with a telephoto lens, and gunned it toward the highway. Violet's hands gripped the seat, her pulse racing. Harper was muttering in the back, something about hating everyone, while Ophelia whimpered, her panda pressed to her face. Jordan's eyes were fixed on the road, her knuckles white on the wheel. "Where are we going?" Ophelia asked, her voice muffled. "Somewhere safe," Jordan said, but her voice was tight, like she wasn't sure anywhere was safe anymore. Violet stared out the window, the city lights blurring past. Her phone buzzed again, but she didn't look. She didn't need to. The world was already tearing them apart, and her dad, her stupid, selfish dad, had lit the match.